Once permits have been obtained and the planning phase of the watercourse crossing is complete, site preparation can begin. Site preparation should occur in the appropriate season according to the restricted activity period for in-stream work and should always minimize any impacts to natural flow of the watercourse and to fish passage. The key component of site preparation is fish isolation and rescue. Fish isolation and rescue ensures that there are no fish in the active worksite area, and that any negative effects to fish are minimized during the installation or replacement of a watercourse crossing structure. Before the site can be dewatered and construction work can begin, all fish present in the isolation area must be safely removed and released either upstream or downstream. The isolation area includes all of the watercourse area that will be affected by the watercourse crossing structure installation. Releasing fish upstream of the worksite is considered the best management practice since fish tend to swim upstream and dewatering the site can cause interruptions to downstream flow. Downstream release can, however, be the better option on very small watercourses, where upstream stretches may not have the resources to support the release of fish. First, isolation fences are placed across the watercourse channel, on both the upstream and downstream sides of the work area to keep fish out. Isolation fences should be placed in low-flow areas where fish can approach them and easily swim away without making contact. This prevents fish entanglement and injury. These fences must remain in place and functional during the entire site preparation and watercourse crossing installation process. If work is occurring where there is high debris accumulation, placing a series of fences can be useful. 2 to 3 of these fences with varying mesh sizes can be placed upstream of the worksite. The fences with the finest mesh size of approximately 1/8 of an inch should be closest to the worksite, and the fences with the coarsest mesh size of approximately 1 inch should be furthest away. A single isolation fence of suitable mesh size can be placed downstream of the worksite. Once the isolation fences are in place, the fish rescue can be performed in the isolation area. Equipment commonly used for fish rescue includes fish nets, traps, electrofishing equipment, or a combination of all three. Keep in mind that if fish traps are used, they will need to be in place with the fish isolation fences for 2 to 3 days before dewatering the site. Traps must be checked according to the fish rescue license issued by the regulator. If fences or electrofishing equipment is being used, multiple passes of the isolated watercourse area should be performed to ensure that every fish is captured. The fish rescue equipment and personnel should be kept on site during the entire watercourse crossing installation process. Fish rescue will need to be repeated if high flows flood the isolated part of the worksite, the isolation fences become dislodged, isolation fences are damaged by debris, or additional fish are discovered in the isolation area. Fish are adept at hiding and can often be found after the fish rescue despite best efforts at capturing them. It is therefore important to watch carefully for fish throughout the entire process, particularly during site dewatering. If additional fish are observed during dewatering, the process must be paused while remaining fish are captured. Isolation fences should also be monitored throughout the watercourse crossing installation process to ensure that any debris getting caught in the fence is promptly removed. Debris can easily damage the isolation fences and can compromise their ability to keep fish outside of the worksite. It is important to ensure that all fish isolation and rescue gear is decontaminated before use to prevent the spread of whirling disease and other pathogens. Clean, drain, and dry all equipment before and after any in-stream work. In Alberta, a Fish Research License, or FRL, is required to perform fish isolation, rescue, and relocation activities. If you are in a critical habitat, additional authorizations may be required from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans Canada to permit the handling of aquatic species at risk. The license requires that all fish captured have the following data collected and submitted to the appropriate government department: population number, size, and species. This information is kept in the Provincial Fisheries and Wildlife Management Information System. Keep fish handling to a minimum and allow captured fish to rest and recover prior to release. Fish isolation and rescue is an important aspect of site preparation for watercourse crossing installation. Using best management practices ensures that fish are temporarily moved out of the work area so that they are not injured or killed during the watercourse crossing installation process. It is important to have qualified and trained persons on hand who are familiar with fish isolation and rescue and know how to apply for and adhere to the rules and regulations.